Hello, and welcome to the channel. We're back with the Vocaloid Genshin designs, the sequel to the Genshin Miku series. Now that we have 3 videos in the series, I made a playlist. The link is in the description for those who want to see the previous videos. Previously, we gave Meiko a Genshin design, making her an Electro-Speed user from Liyue. Those who've seen that video might remember I mentioned a Natlan character whose place she took. That's right, it was Kaito. Since I basically just spoiled the nation already, we'll just pull the gachapon for the element and weapon. Cryo! And Claymore. For this series, I always try to get the Vocaloid I'm designing to match the regional Miku. This time, it was Anime Miku, a dancer from the Flower Feather clan, who performs with a group for rituals and ceremonies. With that in mind, I took the very easy and expected decision to make Kaito a part of the group. Things got slightly more difficult when I decided to box myself into a specific idea. Despite being Cryo, I kinda wanted Kaito to be a part of the People of the Springs. I'm not super sure why anymore, because it was weeks and weeks ago, but this ended up completely derailing any progress I could make on his design. You'd think it'd be easy since I had his Project Voltage design to inspire me, but actually no, it did not help at all because I did not want him to look like a surfer. A decision that was further compounded once I started working on Sharky Surfboard's human design. Since the People of the Springs were inspired by Hawaii and Polynesia, I did a bunch of research into dances and traditional costumes. But while they did give me a few ideas, like giving him a manta ray summon and a claymore shaped like a giant macaw, I could not get them to work for Kaito specifically. Like, I had design ideas, but they just didn't feel like Kaito. I don't even really have anything to show since I really did not get past the writing phase. The thing about Kaito's design is that he's kind of all dressed up, and the People of the Springs are kind of not. So after a while, I decided I'm not gonna make him part of this tribe, especially once I remembered that I'd briefly mentioned that the leader of Miku's dance group was a member of the Masters of the Night Wind, which is the Cryo tribe. And guess what would make sense for Cryo Kaito? Oh my gosh, I don't know why I did this to myself because it was way easier to make him part of the Masters of the Night Wind. Like, suddenly, his iconic scarf wasn't a nightmare to incorporate into Hawaiian clothing. Hooray! With the new tribe in mind, I fully leaned into the bundle up look. I did still want to keep the manta ray in his design, and I thought about making it a cape or some sort of jacket with sleeved that mimicked the shape of a manta ray. In the meantime, I kind of just doodled all my ideas. In terms of personality, I figured I wanted him to be a pretty cheerful guy, someone who was really fascinated by dancing but had no real skill for it. I did think it would be kind of an interesting idea if he still had a good sense of rhythm, which would mean he could be on the drums, which in this case would be the wewed, which are Aztec drums, and he would be the one to set the tempo for the dancers. Once I was happy with some of the ideas, I opened a new file and decided to polish it all. I wanted to make sure his scarf would look distinct enough from Auroron's, so I added these little trinklets to it, and I made it a lot longer with both ends dangling in the back. For his manta cape, I actually took inspiration from the game Sky Children of the Light. It has a bunch of cute cape designs, including a manta one that I do not have. It really helped me figure out the look I wanted. I decided to give him a kind of a wool sweater, mostly because I thought it looked cute. I borrowed a few design elements from some of the NPCs of the Cryo tribe because I wanted him to feel like he fit in, unlike Sidlali and Oron, who are kind of on the fringe in their own ways. For the colors, I wanted a lot of blue and purple, breaking it off with some pink and yellow, mostly on the loincloth looking piece, which, by the way, is kind of a very vague reference to concerto dancers. When I was happy with the design, I moved to the splash art. Since I decided he was gonna be Manta themed, I wanted Kaito to summon one for his burst. Just like with the K, Sky ended up inspiring the look of it, specifically the starry mantas that you can find at the end of the vault. I figured since the Masters of the Night Winds are very star-themed, it would work well, but I still wanted Cryo, so it's a manta of like frost and stars, which sounds extremely poetic now that I'm saying it out loud. To summon the manta, I wanted him to use his drum. So far, every single Vocaloid has been using an instrument to summon stuff. The way I envisioned it, he'd beat his drum and then twirl his head towards the sky and summon his manta. Once it was summoned, it would heal all party members and disappear by flopping onto opponents and dealing cryo damage. I kinda just really liked the idea of Kaito being a healer, honestly. There's no real thought behind it, outside of he's a nice guy and I'm sure he would love to help people. So about Kaito, he's someone who's always found dancing fascinating, the way that people really get into it, and he's always thought that this could be used as a really powerful tool, especially for like rituals and ceremonies, which isn't really an unheard concept in that land, and I'm fairly certain there's something like that in game, but in Kaito's case, he believed in it extremely strongly. Because there aren't really any dancers or people who enjoy dancing in the Masters of the Nightwind tribe, he decided, you know what, I'm gonna ask people outside of the tribe to help me with this project because I think this would be amazing. And of course, he met Miku, who loves dancing, so they became fast friends, and she's the one who does most of the choreographies for the group. And here he is in his final splash art. For his burst, Kaito drums a tune on his whip, summoning a starry manta. Once summoned, it will heal all party members based on Kaito's elemental mastery. It will then plunge onto the nearest opponent or group of enemies, dealing AoE cryo damage. As a member of the Masters of the Nightwind, Kaito can jump and glide using his cape as a floating device. He can enter the Spirit Speaker state and interact with Night Spirit Graffiti. For his normal attacks, Kaito performs up to 4 consecutive strikes with his claymore. In his last strike, he loses his grip on his weapon, sending it flying at opponents. For his elemental skill, I got nothing. I could not come up with anything, so gamers! That's you guys, by the way. Gamers! I need your help to come up with a sick as heck skill for this dude. The one with the best and most swag idea will get my love and appreciation. Kaito is a member of the Masters of the Nightwind and the leader and main drummer of a group of dancers all from different tribes. Fascinated by dance, he wanted to incorporate it into rituals and ceremonies, but with no real experience, he sought out help. A young lady from the Flower Feather clan happily joined him in his endeavor. And there we go! Kaito is finally done after getting postponed and reworked. Well, almost done. Kind of did not get a skill. I was just completely stumped on what to do for him, and after a while, I kinda struggled. As much as I like coming up with kits in these videos, they're honestly the least important part of the process for me, outside of designing a burst for the splash art illustration. That being said, I would love to hear your ideas if you have any. I've been on this for so long that I think it's kind of fried my brain. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't hesitate to leave your thoughts and critiques in the comments. If you don't want to miss the next video, please subscribe and hit that little bell icon for some sweet notifications. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!